we can do pretty much everything with our phone is like absolutely like the best, good enough.
Yeah.
Like, and now you're telling me like, oh, now you're talking about we don't need a phone, just a microchip in our body.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our little intro there. We're just talking about the future of humanity. I can't believe it. Like, you told me there's going to be a chip right between the index and the thumb, right? Like, who?
Oh, yeah.
And who's this who's a crazy guy that suggested this?
Yeah, goddamn Bill Gates.
Bro, the guy that made Microsoft?
Oh,
Yo,
yeah,
no way.
Man.
This is kind of where moments like this is a good time for us to look back a little bit more. So what I'm talking about is, obviously, we are talking about another band in our journey of bands that we're talking about, Visual K, one being, again, one of the biggest music scenes in Japan. And to be fair, often overlooked and over-mentioned, right? So we're going to go take a deep dive once again to another great, powerful band that shaped Visual K during its pioneering days. Last few episodes, we talked about X Japan, Dead End.
Yeah.
And now today, who are we talking about, Aaron?
We're talking about Derlanger.
So Derlanger. So here's the thing. I have heard that name. I hate to be that guy, but I don't know too much about them. Before we hopped onto this podcast recording, we actually like myself especially, I took a listen to what they've done in the past, kind of more in their earlier indie days, I guess, into kind of more recent, into like about like, a decade or so, kind of more recent. So just so I have a better understanding of who and what this band is. So I'm gonna let Aaron take care of this. Aaron, do you mind if you kind of bring us to light and describe to us like what is this band? Like, why are they important to this Visual K scene?
Well, considering that they're one of those beginners or creator of the whole scene, right? Right, X Japan, Dead End, and after Dead End, it's them, right? So when I was like searching things up, like I'm just what Derlanger, and I never heard of that band either.
Yeah.
Right, because like all we fan people, all we know about X Japan, right? Butt-Take,
yeah,
right? All this very well-known band.
Yeah.
But all this band like that's like to me cannot be forgotten. Right? They're part of the group that like created such great things for us, all this the younger generations. Right? So looking into them, right? Just looking at like their songs, and good thing they're still active. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness too,
yeah,
eh?
Right? Looking at like listening to their old song and new songs. Wow.
Quite a 9-day difference, right?
Yeah, quite a difference, right? Cause like I'm especially the old songs, right? Like I would expect them, more like X Japan, as well, right? Considering X Japan pretty much started the whole thing. Yeah, like looking like them, that's totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But the way they sound, it's almost the same as Dead End.
Yeah, so for those of you that haven't listened to, I'm gonna stop there for a moment there, just to catch up our audience here. Anyone that's tuning in new, we're actually just continuing a series of talking about some very prolific bands for this Visual K scene. If you don't know what we're talking about, especially when it comes to like Dead End, you're probably like, what's that? Please do yourself a favor, take a listen to the episode where we talked about Dead End, or actually even make it easier, just do a quick little Google search or ChatGPT, whatever you want to utilize to get some quick information, because we don't want to throw you guys under a bus, assuming you guys know everything about Visual K. I mean, we're also learning too for ourselves, but if you guys are coming into this the first time, please go listen to the previous episodes so you have some context. And they're honestly very quick. There's just an hour before you hop onto this one. But anyways, talk about Dead End, and even with Derlanger, right? I think the biggest thing for me is visually, right? I think that's the biggest key thing, like how they actually visually look is a huge component, right? There's aspects of it where it's like, yeah, it's clearly like a very similar to X Japan, but there's like a little, I guess like a little more pivot towards something, right? Like what would you say is the look? What did it look like to you if you were to describe it to our audience?
You know what, like every single one of them, like I think a couple of them looks more like X Japan, and a couple of them looks more like Dead End too. So yeah, but the way they sound, of course, is like more like Dead End, like a gothic type of singing.
Yeah, I'll say, like, if for those of you that don't know what we mean by this, it's like it's almost like very theatrical, I guess, is like the best way to describe it. Like it's very like, it's like almost in character. Like if you've seen movies like not even movies, this like if we talk about Shakespearean poetry, stories, right? Like it's kind of like that body language and that style, like really reminiscent of like European influence. I'll definitely say is a huge part of the looks, right? And even the singing is kind of haunty, almost like a horror movie. Ooh.
Yeah.
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 Dude, okay, actually for those of you out there, does that sound haunty to you, like scary? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's actually the style of what they're going for, especially with Durandra, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the same as Dead End.
Yeah, it's the same as Dead End. So if you don't know about Dead End or Durandra, we highly recommend that you, audience right now, go do yourself a favor after this episode, take a listen to one of their songs. Actually, let's start with Dead End, right? Because it makes sense you listen to Dead End first before Durandra, so it makes a little bit more sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I highly recommend check out a song from Dead End, do a quick search, just listen to the song, like have a listen, get an idea what they sound like, and then head over to Durandra and do the same thing as well. And at least you get a fuller picture, right?
Well, I'm just quite surprised, like since X Japan is the the first to start, right? Just like they didn't want to sound like X Japan, but like more like lean to that end. So that what I found it very, very interesting. Right. And also what a fun fact too, right? Their first one man live.
Yeah.
It was held on August 1st, 1987. And guess what? That's like 7 days before I was born.
Dang, man. Ooh, you're giving your age away so soon. Dang.
Oh, wow. it's shocking. Like, oh my god. Like you gotta think about like these people already starting something, right? Before, before we were born.
I know, it's crazy, right? I think, before we, like me and Aaron, before we hopped onto this podcast recording, we actually discussed about I kind of had this realization where I'm like, how do you, at a young age, especially in high school, right? I'm assuming they were in high school around that time. How were you like, yo, I want to just make a band? Like,
yeah.
When I was 15, that's not the first thing I was thinking about. I was like, yo, I'm going to go home and play some games, man.
Yeah, exactly, right? And now for you guys listening to this episode, you gotta think about what are you guys doing right now, right? Why are you listening to us? Right? And also maybe think about your friends, right? What are they doing at home right now, right? But like back in the day, they just so dedicated to make this happen.
Yeah.
Right. Since they're like when they're in when they're in the high school.
Yeah.
Right. And just so dedicated, and I didn't want to give up. Just carry on. Right.
And if you don't mind me asking, Aaron, how long have they been in a band for, like roughly, like since the start of the creation of this band till current times?
Well, it was like around then, like 80.
Yeah. So while Aaron's looking into that, like I just want to highlight how it's hard. I want to put this out for those of you out there too. It's very hard to do something, stick with it, and do it for like a long periods of time. Especially music is always one of those tricky things.
Let's just say they formed in 1983.
1983. And are they still active?
Then they're still active, which is great.
That is amazing. It actually goes to show you the power of music, right? Like, I really love how the dedication for music started at a young age and is still persevering. Like, still continuing. They still want to make music, right?
Yeah. It's seeing their passion with the music.
Yeah.
Right? Because right now they're like, of course, level fathers.
Yeah.
They're like a band of 4 fathers right now.
Yeah.
Right? And they got their family, look after kids, right? And they're still making a band.
Yeah.
Right. Might not be as popular as before, but like they still want to like keep this going.
That's one thing I always love about music, right? Like I think that's kind of why even for me myself, when I pursue music production, I don't necessarily see it like, oh, I have to be at a certain age and I have to stop doing it completely, right?
Exactly.
I think it just comes down to having a very healthy lifestyle, like balance of life and fun, you know, like a bit of both, right? And I think that's really important for, I'm going to say this right now, for our generation. I'm going to step away from talking a little bit about Visual Kei, but talking about kind of in life, it's just like when you talk about, you know, people pursuing what they want. I feel like we have this misconception where it's like, yeah, you know, we can only do this when we're at this age, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is such a wrong mentality, because at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna say this once: we only live once. I hate that.
Yep.
I hate that yellow thing, but it's kind of true in a sense, because like our time is short in general, meaning like we don't have a lot of time from day to day, you know, especially if you have family, you're not going to have that much time for anything or energy, right? So I think it's just great to be able to pursue what you want, right? It doesn't matter how old you are, do it a bit and you'll find life more satisfying. I think this is the greatest thing that I've come to learn as I'm getting older too. But going back to kind of talking about Derlanger, like, I'm so happy to hear that, like, that's the perfect balance, the harmony, right?
Yeah.
You have a family that you can go home to, and you can also come back with your friends to do music, like, and that's your career, man. I mean,
well, it may not be career, right? It could be a hobby.
Yeah,
right?
Even if it's not a career, but the fact that I think they did it as a career for the first chunk of their life is cool.
Yeah.
Like, at least they kind of know what it's like, right? Like, going to like different parts of Japan, maybe they don't really been to or done, and actually seeing people come to their music is probably like a life-changing event for them, right?
I mean, like now, like, after seeing them, like, knowing that they're still active, like same as Dead End. Yeah. Then I'm really hoping like some, like, in the future I could go to the live show, right? Just to, you know, pay my respect. Like, I just want to like say like thank you guys. Yeah. For created such amazing, beautiful scene for us. Yeah, and beautiful music, right? Because like, if it's not their efforts combined together with X Japan, we won't be able to see the different variations of different aspects of Visual Kei now that we will get into later. It's very fascinating. Like, it's all started from these first, like, pioneering era, right? Like, during these bands, right? I definitely have to thank them a lot, right? Because I wouldn't have like gone to appreciate different styles of music if it wasn't for Visual Kei, to be honest. Oh yeah. So that's the Derlanger for you guys. I really hope that you guys check them out. I highly recommend, especially like the if you guys want, you can either check out the old stuff first or new stuff. Yeah, they absolutely sound so different, like, compared like the old and new. Yeah, right. Sometimes you might realize sometimes that you just have to, for musician, right? Yeah. You cannot always stick to the way they are, the way you guys are. You have to look into what people are into these days. Yeah. I'm gonna say this right now, Aaron. I'm gonna say this. This is like future saying, but for our audience out there, we're definitely gonna have an episode where we're gonna talk about kind of music adaptability and like kind of the music scene as a whole for Japan. I look forward to talking about that, because it's funny, because I'm gonna pivot a little bit too, because like I want to talk allude a little bit, but not go too hard. But it's like, it's so interesting, because even with Japanese rock, a lot of people kind of associate that with Visual Kei somewhat, actually. Like, it's kind of very interesting. There's like this really blurry line now, especially with how it's evolved and how this music's sounding and shaping out to be. It's kind of becoming like cross terms, right? So I'm really gonna love talking about that episode when that comes out. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up, Aaron. Do you have a song that you want to recommend for our audience to take a listen to? You know, like, when I first found Derlanger, like, is, I guess, one of their most recent song. Like, I'm not based on the year, it could be 10 years ago, but not that recent, but still quite new. You know, compared like yeah. So it's Crazy for You, right? And the old song, like, this is the only old song I found. Yeah. It's called Darling. Right. Okay. So like, based on these two songs, you can tell the differences. Yes. Of how they sound back in the day and how they sound right now. Yeah, actually, for our audience out there, we're gonna have a little comment section. So just let us know
how you feel, right? Like we want to know how you feel about these songs. Like, give us your impressions, give us your thoughts, because I'm kind of curious from someone that doesn't know anything about Visual K to someone that just that maybe there's a fan amongst one of you guys that's a Visual K fan. I'd like to know actually. So,
or if you guys know more about this band, like do let us know, because like holy shit, I'm ignorant.
Yeah, I mean we don't know as much as hope. Like we want to know more, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's X Japan, Derlanger, Dead End, or even Durham Gray or Alice 9. If you know anything about like anything in general that may help enhance our personal experience for our listeners for this podcast, or even for ourselves, let us know what songs for us to check out, because I don't know every song. We will continue our journey and talk about another pivotal band pretty soon. I think it will be Butt Take, right?
Yeah, the next one's gonna be Butt Take. I'm sure you guys all so excited.
Oh, yeah. I have some things to say, but we'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you guys.